Welcome, Solid Source family. I'm your in-house attorney, Andrew Gratton, and I have the pleasure today of being joined by Lori King with First American Home Warranty. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Lori, the home warranty is such a key aspect of the real estate transaction, but I think sometimes it's something that might be either misunderstood or overlooked, perhaps. Can you tell us generally what is a home warranty and why should someone invest in First American Home Warranty?
It's a very good question. So a home warranty is, I like to say, a medical insurance for your home. So it covers the mechanical systems and the appliances that are in the home, so within the walls of the home. It's important to have a home warranty because it protects your pocketbook. So when you do have failures on the systems or appliances, it helps save money on the back end, and it also offers peace of mind for the homeowner themselves. So,
right. You know, a homeowner moves in their house, the last thing they're going to want to worry about is some really costly repairs. So it's a really great thing.
Sure. And most homeowners are spending all their money to get into the home. And so when they move in, they don't have the money to spend on a costly repair.
The wallet gets a little bit tight.
Yes, it does.
So what does a home warranty with First American run? What is the cost?
For a single family home, under 5,000 square feet is how we price it out. It's anywhere from $410 to our top of the line is $540. And then we have separate pricing for condos and townhomes, which is nice because that saves money too because it's a smaller space, and so you're not spending the same amount of money as a single family home. So those are $355 to $470.
Great. You had mentioned earlier it covers within the walls of the home. Are there any items or any systems, appliances that might be covered outside of the home?
Sure, and those are added on to a general warranty. So we're going to talk about septic tanks, pools, wells. Those are riders that you might add on to a policy. A big question about outside the walls of the home are parts of the air conditioner, because obviously the compressor sits outside the walls of the home. But that is part of the home, that's part of the home warranty HVAC coverage. So that is all one and the same.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So suppose you have a buyer who goes and sees a house and they're satisfied for what they saw in their showing, and they decide not to have a home inspection. And they go forward, they do get the home warranty, but they don't have the inspection. Are they prohibited from getting coverage?
No, that's a great question too. So First American does not require a home inspection on the home. We just ask that the agents do their due diligence by doing simple mechanical tests on the items and visual test. So does everything seem to be working properly? And is the hot water coming on? Is the air coming on? So it's just simple mechanical tests that we require. I would ask a homeowner to use a home inspection report if I was having to work with them on the back end of a claim. If something was in question, I would ask for the home inspection report at that point.
Right. And you mentioned visual inspections. So often with home warranties we hear the phrase pre-existing condition.
Right, my favorite.
What is meant by a pre-existing condition, and what is covered if there is a pre-existing condition and the homeowner knows about it?
Okay, so a pre-existing condition obviously is what it says. You know that this is happening before you buy the home warranty. So you are aware that your dishwasher is not working, or you are aware that your air conditioning is not cooling properly. It's something that is going on before the new buyer comes into the home and the home warranty is purchased. I need the second question, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I was going to say, what if the homeowner knows about a pre-existing condition?
Yes.
Does he get coverage? Is he excluded? Is there any gray area?
So there is no gray area. If he knows about it, the system cannot be covered. You know, people, they're generally going to find it on the home inspection report because more people are getting home inspection reports than are not.
Right.
But so the language on the home inspection report might be, you might need to have an HVAC contractor check this out. There might be a question there. You know, maybe we already kind of are aware of it and the seller knows it, so that if the buyer comes in and the seller has been aware of that and didn't disclose it, the buyer comes in and places a claim within a 30-day period, it's more likely going to be denied claim than it would be a covered claim. So, and I'm going to touch on the 30-day period if that's okay.
Sure.
So the 30-day period, coverage with First American starts on the day of closing. So the buyer is protected from that day forward. There's a gray area, which you just mentioned, which is in the 30-day window. So, and that's because a contractor might raise their eyebrows, or First American might raise their eyebrows if something happens within, 15 days of the closing. Was this happening before?
Right.
Like, that's going to raise questions. So it generally can be combated by a home inspection report. So it's always good if you do get the home inspection report, because that will help overturn any questions that might be had. But also it can be overturned, that gray period, that can alleviate questions with invoices from contractors.
Okay.
So if the home inspector did say have an HVAC contractor come out and look at the system, and they did do that, the seller paid for that, and they have the invoice, they can turn that into
Oh, that's great
and
information.
use that. Yeah.
And that makes sense, with it being sort of inherently suspect if it's within
Sure.
2-week period, because
Sure.
most buyers are getting everything settled
Yes.
and setting up, their
Yes.
decorations. They're not really
Yes.
going around looking for
Very true.
items that might be,
Right.
malfunction or something.
Sure.
So
Unless
when
it's super blatant,
Right.
right? Unless water's coming through the ceiling,
Right.
they're not paying attention.
Okay.
It's very true.
So you touched on some of the items that are covered. And so I've got a little anecdote from my past, and I thought I might pop this question to you and see if you would tell me if this would
Sure.
be covered or not.
Sure. I'd love to hear it.
18-year-old Andrew may or may not have put dish soap into the dishwasher rather than detergent and ran the cycle thinking that he was helping mom with cleanup. And there was an issue and the dishwasher failed. Would that be covered, even if it was specifically mentioned in the home warranty protection? Would it be covered? Would that sort of situation be covered?
So that's an interesting question, because the item failed because the type of soap you used?
Well, it was.
There had to be something else happening.
The soap that you use to wash the dishes if you're
Right.
hand washing, not
Right.
the detergent that's supposed to be used with
I
dish.
know, but I can't imagine
What I'm
that
touching
caused
on
it
might
to
be
fail.
what I'm touching on might be a negligence
Right,
issue.
I understand that. Yes, so that since we're going to talk about negligence a little bit, but there had to be something underlying other than just the soap issue in that case, and that would be a phone call to your local area manager, and that would be something that I would step in with, along with my coworkers that work with First American too. Negligence on your part for something else is not covered. So my favorite word to teach agents and educate agents on is normal wear and tear. A system has to be failing because of normal wear and tear. So you're cutting grass for your parents and you run into the compressor outside with the lawnmower is not normal wear and tear, right? So that obviously would not be covered. Your dog jumping on the door of the dishwasher, not normal wear and tear. So it's very, if you put it in terms like that, it makes it more easy to understand. I think it's more layman's terms, like, oh, okay, that was not normal wear and tear, so it's not going to be covered.
Okay,
So-
great. So we've gotten to the point and a homeowner has made a claim with First American. Is there a service fee or any charge they have to pay up front?
Sure, so they have to pay the service fee, which is $75, and that's paid to the contractor when they come to the house.
Okay.
So, and then everything is not covered. That's I like to say that's a bad word in the warranty industry, and I try to educate my agents all the time. Do not say everything is covered when you're talking to your buyers. They are going to have some out-of-pocket expenses associated with that claim, or they might not, depending on what the claim is, what's going on with the system, and the failure. So normal out-of-pocket expenses outside of the service fee of $75 are with water heaters and HVAC units. So, and they're called modifications, and those are not covered.
Great. One more curveball for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
You have handyman homeowner
Okay.
who notices that the refrigerator has been acting up. And so he fancies himself a really good repairman, and he starts the job and halfway through realizes he's in over his head. He then calls First American. Is he covered? Is he not? Does it depend?
More than likely he's not going to be covered, because the contractor's going to come out and see that somebody did something that isn't within the realm of what was supposed to be done. So I'm not saying with 100% certainty that would not be covered, but more than likely it would not be covered.
And it kind of touches back on negligence there.
It does touch back on negligence. So, and with that question too, the whole reason for a warranty and for the amount that we pay out and the fixtures that we do, we want you to contact our contractors. So we want you to place the claim with our company so that we can send out our contractors to service and decide, hey, is this repairable or does it need to be replaced? And they're licensed and to work in the state of Georgia, and they have insurance, and that's all for a reason that we do that. So it protects the homeowner as well.
Great. So we've been talking a lot about buyers. Let's switch gears and talk about sellers.
Okay.
Seller warranties. What's
Yes.
included there?
So a seller's coverage, you can start that on the day you list as well. So if you and your wife list your house today, you can have seller's coverage put on the property. It covers the house just like the buyer's warranty, except for the HVAC system. So if you want to cover the HVAC system, that's an additional fee, and you have to tell your agent, hey, I want to cover the HVAC. It's a $70 fee, but it's not added until the back end of the closing. So you won't pay for it until you go to the closing table when you negotiate it into the contract.
That's great.
So all systems are covered.
Awesome. And is that transferable? Can a seller home warranty, can an existing warranty be transferred to the buyer?
Yes, so it's if you use it as a tool for negotiating for the buyer that's coming in, and 9 out of 10 homeowners are asking for warranties anyway, so it's behooving to put it on there because it gives that buyer peace of mind too. Oh, hey, their house is protected by a warranty. I feel good that the systems are 20 years old. It's protected by a warranty, right? So if you negotiate it in the contract, that's when it gets transferred to the buyer, is at the closing table. So if you don't negotiate it into the contract, then the seller can get, it's essentially a free warranty because you don't pay for it because you don't negotiate it in the contract, so the buyer's not getting it.
Okay, and does the buyer incur a fee for a transferred warranty? Or?
Not during the real estate transaction. So there's nothing to the buyer at that time. So it usually comes out of the seller proceeds if they've negotiated in the contract. If they haven't, then the buyer can pay for it up to 60 days after closing.
And awesome. And most of our agents probably know, but the GAR contracts do have a special stipulation that discusses home warranties and even states that the seller would be the one who pays for it at that point.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. How do agents, homeowners, sellers, buyers go about contacting you guys and getting this set up?
So we have a website. It's firstamrealestate.com. So you can visit our site and you can set up a agent portal on there for the real estate agents, and they just put in a username and password, and then they are into our system. It's very user friendly, and I can walk agents through that. But also on our portal, which I love for our agents, is we have marketing materials that they can customize to themselves. And First American will pay and ship all those marketing materials for agents that work with us.
Oh, wow.
So I love that part. After the closing and the buyer has a First American home warranty, they can set up a homeowner's portal online to the same website, firstamrealestate.com, and they can place claims and track claims on that portal, which I love because that's a lot of the frustration with home warranties.
Sure.
Is the communication error, right? Like nobody's telling me what's going on, and I'm just out here in left field. So they can follow it on the computer themselves. They can go on and see the contractor's made an appointment. The contractor has ordered the parts. It just helps them feel more comportable.
It's like a tracking system.
It is a tracking system, and I love that. And we just introduced a tracking system for our contractors as well. So they have texting capabilities to text the homeowner now.
Oh, wow.
That, hey, we're 30 minutes out, we're going to be there, which I think that's
awesome.
I love that because everybody's moving fast today, and nobody has time to sit at home and wait anymore for the DirecTV contractor, which is... I try to tell people we try not to be DirecTV, but right. It seems like you're always waiting on a contractor. So we're trying to alleviate that by giving text messages, and they'll get a 30-minute window, which is really, really nice. So, and then I'm a local area manager, and I have 2 others that work with me, and we're local in the Atlanta area. And my phone number I'm going to give out. Is that okay?
That is.
If you have any questions as an agent, coverage-wise, or if you don't feel comfortable talking to the homeowner, you can have them call me or my coworkers, and we'll be glad to explain the home warranty to them. But my phone number is 404-447-6633, And my email address is LOKING@firstam.com. And I'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have.
That is so wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today, and thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
If you have any questions for Lori, feel free to reach out at the number or the email that she provided. And if you have any questions about anything, you know where to find me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the time. Have a great day.
Thank you.